Hi everybody, how's it going? Hope you had a great weekend and we're ready to get back into the land of economics here at Durango High School. Looking forward to another great week. Happy autumn to you. Hope you got a little recharge over the weekend. I know I did, and I'm ready to get back into this. So let's get started. First of all, today we're hoping to be able to, like it says on the objective, analyze and evaluate how societies, which includes businesses and governments, make economic decisions regarding the utilization and allocation of scarce resources. So similar to what we did previously, but that was more with the individuals. So we're going to be focusing specifically on societies, namely businesses and governments, and we're going to focus on water scarcity. So a lot of the examples we're going to be talking about today relate to the scarcity, the allocation of scarce resources, which is water as a scarce resource. So, with the exception of the warm-up for today, which I did want you to, I better get myself out of the camera there, or out of the timer, I should say. Please go ahead and do this warm-up. It just kind of gets you thinking about water and what we use it for, what we need it for, what the situation is here in the Four Corners region in relation to water, which unfortunately it's not that great. I know that here in Durango West 2, there was plans to have a golf course here in the neighborhood, but that fell through mainly because of the fact that they knew right away that they weren't going to be able to sustain that because of the water shortage that we have here in this region. So, which for me, that's great because that means that now there's just a bunch of open land and there's not a golf course because I don't really golf anyways. So that's great with me, but unfortunately, the reason for that was because of a scarcity of water. So we're going to kind of explore that topic a little bit in a couple of different ways today. First of all, the first part of the assignment for today is to be able to go into Common Lit, the same place that you had your literacy pre-assessment a couple weeks ago. So again, the website is commonlit.org. And then there should be, you can put in your login information. Some of you guys just logged in with Google, but some of you guys did put in your credentials where you had to put in your password and stuff like that. If you don't remember what your password is, on the lower right part of the screen, there's a little icon that says forget password, and you just need to enter in your email address. So as long as you put in your school email address when you registered, then you should go ahead and recover. Otherwise, unfortunately, that means you're going to have to redo the pre-assessment. So please make sure you can hopefully recover that that password, or that you know what your password is for Common Lit. The assignment is called Water Scarcity, a Global Issue. So that is what we're going to be going through. It's not the highest reading level. They say that it's around an 8th grade reading level, so it should be pretty accessible for most of you guys. But there are some ways that you can, look up different words, and it'll kind of, if you scroll over different words, it'll kind of help you out with that. So if you need me to enable anything, if you find that you're having some difficulty, please let me know. So that's step one, to be able to do that Common Lit assignment that's called Water Scarcity, a Global Issue. Step two, on its learning, there is a assignment. So like it says here on the assignment, it's called Scarcity of Water. And so when you go into its learning, you'll see, and again, you might need to go over here where right now it says hide, but if you don't see this, you can it should say show, and you just need to click on that and it'll drop down what the assignment says. So again, part one was a Common Lit assignment, so I'm not going to be checking that on its learning. I'm just going to be going straight over to Common Lit to be able to make sure that you did that. And then part two is in its learning. So you'll see that there is a movie, a documentary that we're going to be watching in class that's called Water Wars, Blue Gold Water Wars. There's a link to it on the assignment. There's also, as you know, this slideshow is accessible, and I have the link on this slide as well, which is slide number 5. So you can go ahead, and if you can't access the video on its learning, you can go ahead and go to on the overview page of its learning and find slide number 5 of today's slideshow, and you can access it that way. And then there's 20 questions, and it says like from the beginning, and then there's a couple questions, and then it says like scroll to 10 minutes. So it's like an hour and 30 minutes total, but you really are only going to be watching less than a half an hour of it. So I've tried to concentrate it so it's not going to be a huge commitment. It's just enough to be able to get a true sense of what the movie's about, and you're welcome to watch the whole thing if you'd like. But specifically, the assignment is related to just those, 4 sections or something that's right around 25 or 30 minutes. So, um, but yeah, it should have all the answers in there. And the last couple questions on the video guide are more inquiry based um, in relation to our learning objective. So it's kind of talking about like, hey, give an example of a specific government or a specific nonprofit organization that made economic decisions regarding the utilization and allocation of water. And so it's kind of more discussion based on what we just watched in the video. So this is pretty short as far as what you need to do today, but as far as the length overall of doing this assignment, it is going to be one of your longer ones so far, as opposed to just sitting here listening to me talk. So you get to go out and do, and you get to go out and watch and kind of learn about this crisis that we have as far as water shortages and the scarcity of water and how it affects people, how it affects our planet. So it's a really important topic, and I think that hopefully you'll learn something. And hopefully it'll also help us as we kind of go through this unit, because next class is when we are going to be starting our summative demonstration learning. So by next class, you guys should have all the tools you need to really kill it when it comes to that summative. And as a reminder, that is our first grade. That's for the summative category, which is 65% of your grade. So make sure that you're caught up going into that, because there are obviously a lot of key elements as we've been going through building up to this that you're going to need to be successful on that summative. Okay, so thank you guys, and I am just an email or a It's Learning message away. So if you have questions, please feel free to let me know, and have a great beginning of your week.